Let me tell you about a scam so that you don't also fall for it through and have your bank accounts drained.
I fell for the dumbest shit.
Hey internet, my name's Kira, and I can't say it out loud because it makes me ill, but I was scammed for a large amount of money, and I feel so dumb.
I don't even know if I am allowed to make this video right now, but I'm gonna make it because there is an epidemic of scammers going on right now, where customers are getting calls on the phone or text messages where they say, oh, somebody attempted to make a withdrawal or a transaction on your account. If this was not you, please call this number.
I am pissed off and triggered. You have these low-life, narcissistic scammers out here preying on everyday Americans that work hard to achieve their goals and to set themselves up for financial stability. And you have these people coming out of nowhere without a care in the world trying to steal everything from you.
Something really bad happened to me today, and I wasn't going to tell anyone about this because I feel really embarrassed. Like, I feel like an old person. I feel like I should have known better. I got scammed out of $9,000 today, and I don't know if I'm gonna get back, and I really need that money. This is what happened. So I got a call from Wells Fargo this afternoon. It said Wells Fargo on the caller ID. I Googled the phone number, and it was the same phone number as the Wells Fargo fraud department. They said that someone was trying to transfer money out of my Apple Pay from my Wells Fargo account, and that they stopped the charge, and I needed to put money into my Apple Pay and put it on a new Wells Fargo card so I could reverse the transaction. I feel really stupid saying this now because obviously why would I move money into my Apple Pay to like fix this like charge? I don't know. On the call they had me move money to my Apple Pay, add a new Wells Fargo debit card that was supposed to be mine, and then transfer the money onto that debit card so that I could stop this transaction. And they ended up getting all of the money. I realized after I had sent it that I was getting scammed. I called Wells Fargo immediately, and then I called Apple Cash, whatever bank deals with Apple Cash, and they said they couldn't stop the charge because the funds had already posted. So I don't know if I'm gonna get my money back from Wells Fargo. Fingers crossed they come through with this claim in 10 days and are able to help. But I think because I authorized the charge, I don't know if they're going to be able to reverse it. I don't know what to do.
I don't even know if I am allowed to make this video right now, but I'm going to make it because okay. I work in banking. I just sat down with a customer for about a little bit over 4 hours of my day. I work an 8-hour shift. I just sat down with a customer for about 4 hours. So half of my day's work. It is 3:30 p.m. and I am now about to go for lunch, okay? Because I've had this woman since 11 o'clock this morning. There is an epidemic of scammers going on right now, where customers are getting calls on the phone or text messages where they say, oh, somebody attempted to make a withdrawal or a transaction on your account. If this was not you, please call this number. And the customers are calling these numbers. And then the people behind the call say, let me get some information of you to verify so that I can help you secure your money at this bank, at this credit union, at this financial institution. And the people willingly give out their information. They willingly give out their account numbers, their online banking IDs, their passwords, their debit card pins, their debit card numbers, their credit card numbers, thinking that they're doing the right thing, trying to secure their accounts. And they are actually giving all of their credentials to these scammers, who are then going to log into your online banking and wire money out of your account galore. And they're doing this telling you, I'm transferring the funds into a secure online account until we can secure that, that the scammers didn't take the money out. We're going to keep it here for 24 hours and then tomorrow we'll transfer it back. Or they tell customers, go into the institution where you bank, make a withdrawal. Do not tell them what you're making the withdrawal. and then take the money to this Bitcoin machine so it could be secured for a certain amount of days until the scammers are out of your account, and then we will redeposit it. And people are doing it. People are doing these things. They're following these instructions. And I know that a lot of people are older and they don't understand, they don't know, but it doesn't make sense. Please, please, I hope this reaches a lot of people. Do not fall for these scams.
Let me tell you about a scam so that you don't also fall for it through and have your bank accounts drained. I got a call from a Wells Fargo number saying that I had fraudulent activity on my account and that a random person was being sent money from Zelle in like big numbers that were stressful to hear. I've never used Zelle, and so this like freaked me out, and they told me to go onto my account and that I needed to secure my Zelle on my end by sending money that would go back to my account right after. And like looking back on it, I literally feel like an old person that fell for a stupid scam. Like I feel so dumb. So I did everything that they said to do, and they literally drained my bank account. And I felt like it was sketchy the whole time, but since it came from a Wells Fargo number, I trusted it. So I said, like, I don't know if this is a scam or not. Like, can you please help me? And I explained the situation. She took my phone and said something to the lady, like, can you verify your blah, blah, blah? And they hung up. So at that point, I knew I was absolutely fucked.
This next story, I really want y'all to pay attention to because it hits home. It hits home for me. Now, this is terribly sad. These scammers are getting better at what they do. They don't care about you. They don't care about how it's going to affect you. Imagine waking up one day and your account, your life savings is just gone overnight. Gone. How would that make you feel? What would you do? What's the backup plan? Well, for many, there's no backup plan. It's not like you can rewind time and go back to work after you're retired and do overtime and do all these things as a young, able body is able to do. This is terrible. I wish I can catch. Boy. I'm sorry. It's the man coming out of me. Let's get back into it.
Hi, my name is Tracy, and this is my mother, Judy. We want to share a story with you about something that happened a few days before Christmas, and with the hopes that you will share this with all your loved ones, your parents, grandparents, kids out there, so you are not victims of a crime like we were. A few days before Christmas, my mom received a telephone call from Wells Fargo Bank. They spoofed the Wells Fargo number. So she has banked with Wells Fargo for 52 years. She's very familiar with their 1-800 number, and the call came in, caller ID from that 1-800 number. Answered the phone call, and Wells Fargo said the person posing as Wells Fargo said, "This is Wells Fargo Fraud Department. We want to verify if you made any of these purchases in Texas," right?
Right.
To which she hadn't made. They listed all these different thousands of dollars of purchases that she had not made. So then they went on to say, well, we need to protect your account, and in order to protect you from this fraud that's about to take place, we need to verify that it's you and do some protective measures. At that point, they started sending her the code from Wells Fargo that they wanted her to read back, and she the whole time is thinking this is the fraud department trying to help her from these charges that were about to, charges or wires?
Well, it was charges.
Charges that were about to take place.
Yes.
And so gave them the verification code, and to which then they were able to gain access of all of her accounts in Wells Fargo, and added themselves as wire recipients, putting her name as the nickname on the wire, so the wire would look like it was going to Judy, but it wasn't, and wired out $49,000 wires until they drained every cent that she had. And they did the 49,000 because at 50 you cannot do an online wire, 50 or more. So they did 49,000 and just multiple of them. Once this was happening, she was getting kind of that spider sense of a feeling, right? That just something didn't seem right. But again, with all intent, she thought that these people were trying to protect her from Wells Fargo. Called me and I said, you know, hang up with me right now, call Wells Fargo directly, call them and let them know what's going on. And so they had, as soon as I got her phone call, I drove over to her place, and what they had done also is forwarded all her cell phone calls by having her do star 72 or something, saying that they needed her to do something on her phone. This forwarded all the calls to this other number. I imagine they do that in case Wells Fargo actually tries to call her, that it goes to that other number, but I don't believe, on looking at the call log, that Wells Fargo fraud department did try to call her while this was taking place. We have started an investigation. We have filed a police report with the Chula Vista Police Department. We have also filed something with the FBI. We know the bank and the routing number that it went to at Discover Bank. We are hoping that Wells Fargo is doing everything they can in order to get that money back, but every time we call, there's no new information. So please share this with everybody that you know. The best thing in speaking with the police department is, if ever you receive a phone call, even if it's from an institution that you are familiar with, always hang up and call them back. Even if they try to tell you, oh no, call me directly at this number, you call the number on the back of your card that you are familiar with directly, and usually these people will make you feel a sense of urgency, as they did, that all this money was going to get charged to her account if she didn't act quickly. And unfortunately, they took everything that she had. And so please, again, share it with people that you know, and we hope that this will help some of you out there. Friends and family have reached out because they've been a little concerned about my posts on different social media platforms about trying to connect with FBI and police department and such. And I know I worried, some people with those posts, but we're just trying to find the right people to help us and hopefully retrieve. It was over 100,000 that was taken, that we had money set aside for my dad's care, who's on hospice. So share away.
My mother passed away, rest in peace, but she was an elderly woman and received a fake phone call from somebody pretending to be from Cash App, trying to access her account. And luckily, I walked in right in the middle of it when she was having a hard time trying to understand what this scammer was saying. So I got on the phone and I knew right away. I said, you know what? I think I'm going to hang up with you and call Cash App myself. And then they just hung up the phone. If anybody calls you saying they are from your banking establishment or anything that have to do with financial, institutional, or whatever you want to call it, hang up the phone with them and call them back directly. That's the easiest and best way to know that you're not being scammed. If you hang up and call them, don't listen to whatever they say. Ignore their sense of urgency. Ignore everything that they're saying. Hang up, call the institution. We are out here struggling financially with rent going up, utility bills, insurance, property tax. Everything is rising. Gas, the economy is in shambles. And yet we still have to worry about people, low down, dirty individuals trying to scam us. Stay on guard, stay on point, protect your wealth, no matter how great, no matter how small. Till next time, peace.